Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Farming Chefs. Today we're gonna answer a bunch of questions about broth. We're gonna go into nutrition values, we're gonna go how to make it, how to extract it, how to store it, and to show you how it is and product.
Hi folks, we're Sophie and Filipe, two professional chefs and regenerative farmers on a mission to empower people to grow, cook and preserve nutrient-dense, regeneratively grown, delicious food. We bring you how-to recipes, stories that bridge the gap between the land and our plates, sprinkled with a pinch of humor and lots of grit. After a wildfire burned down much of our farm and with a baby on the way, we're working hard to rebuild our lives. Join us for some honest cooking, regenerative living and fun farm-to-table courses and retreats.
Hi guys, here we are. We are in one of the great places to get some meat. These people are a family business owned butcher. We used to come here, make some business together. We used to bring them, sell them some pigs. We used to buy some cow meat from them. Today we're gonna come here and get some bones because Sophie is craving the broth. So we gotta go inside, get some bones, go home, cook those bones into a broth and making something delicious out of it. But let's go to this place. If you guys are here around, Abruzzetti is their name. They're great butcher, amazing people. And let's go talk with them. Let's see. Buongiorno. Buongiorno, buongiorno. So we're gonna pick up also some raw ham, some cured ham, Italian ham. It's beautiful. And I'm also gonna get some capocollo. That's the neck of the pig, cured Italian style. Here we are guys, we got our goodies. These people are amazing people. I can see the bones and the meat. This is a lot of meat on these bones. This is not for everybody, but good friends, heart friends. Here we go. Tano. All right, we arrive at home. Time for the next part. We're gonna roast these bones and after we're gonna start the process of cooking them. Why do we roast the bones? So we roast the bones to create the Maillard effect and that's gonna give more flavor. But if you're doing bone broth only for the sole purpose of healthiness, you shouldn't roast those bones because if you cook the bones for the broth without roasting it, you can extract much more and much better all the collagens from all the tissues and from all the joints of the animal itself. But because we have a double feeling, you know, we cooks, we also want some flavor on it. We're gonna roast half of the bones and the other half we're gonna leave it without being roasted. So let's start the roasting process. All right, so let's talk a little bit about broth and about most of questions that people have about it.
What's the difference between a broth and a stock?
Well, a stock is something that you can make in 2-3 hours very fast, and it's mostly for the flavor of the meal that you're going to prepare. A broth is more for the healthy side. A broth takes much longer to be made. Takes around, depending on the bones, if it's beef or chicken. A chicken would take about 6 to 12 hours to take a broth out. And from beef it would take about 12 to 24 hours to extract the broth. Very good looking bones. Thank you guys for these beautiful things. They are full of joints, that's what we want. You want exactly what it's here. That's all the joints, the cartilage, the tendons. That's where the nutrients are and the collagens are in these bones. So that's what we're gonna extract. And this was slaughtered 2 days ago, I think. You can see the color, beautiful color, dark red. We're gonna do half. We're gonna roast it for that nice flavor that's coming with it. But the other half, we're gonna let it unroasted so that we extract more and more nutrients out of these bones, because that baby, he needs these nutrients, and Sophie too. So something that we normally do to help the extraction of all these nutrients out of the bones is we're gonna add a little bit of vinegar into the broth while it's cooking. That's not gonna change the flavor at all, but it's gonna help to extract everything what we want from these bones. These babies are gonna go into the oven. I put this at 200 degrees and it's gonna stay for around 45 minutes until they're nice brown, and that's enough for it. The other little bit we're gonna put straight into the pan and we're gonna start boiling them because it's gonna be a long process, 24 hours, so it's no problem.
How much water should I add to the broth?
And normally the answer is you should cover your bones, but not put much more water than that. Just cover it until they're at the same line of the bones itself. And then if your water, because it's 24 hours cooking, your water is gonna evaporate a little bit, just add it piece by piece. You don't need to make it a very full pan of water, just right to the bone measurement.
Should I add vegetables to my broth?
Of course you can put vegetables in your broth, but it's only advised to put vegetables in your broth in the last hour that the broth is cooking, because what's going to happen is first you're going to lose all your nutrients from your vegetables, and the second one, if you cook too long the vegetables, they're going to give some bitterness into the broth, and then you lose the nice flavor of it. So if you want to put vegetables, last hour only.
Why did my broth not become gelatinous?
Well, there can be two reasons. First reason, or you didn't cook it long enough, or the second reason, the bones that you used didn't have no cartilage, didn't have no joints, didn't have no tissue. So it was clean bones, and clean bones doesn't really give you much. So you need to see which bones you're using for your broth. If you're thinking, do I only gonna drink my broth? Well, you can only drink your broth if you want, but it can be the base for anything that you cook further. It can be the base for a soup, it can be a base to cook some grains, it can be a base to make a stew, it can be a base for actually whatever you want to be a base. It's just like the start of the cooking can be a really nice broth. It's gonna give you a really deep flavor of the meat and whatever you're gonna put on top of it. So it's just the beginning. This is it for the tips. If you guys have any more questions, just shoot it out below. We will answer to those, no problem. The point is, a nice broth is something very healthy, coming from healthy animals especially, and Sophie is really needing that. So let's go for the next step. That's gonna be put the roasted bones into the boiling pot. Put all these brown goodies inside. Let's not forget the vinegar. This is about 5 liters. I'm gonna put around 100 mils of vinegar. All right, this is it. We're gonna let it simmer. It doesn't need to boil, just simmer is enough. And see you tomorrow. Alright guys, this is the next day. 24 hours have passed. This reduced about a quarter of the water is gone. I think I'm going to take out of here 2.5 liters, 3 liters maybe. But now I'm going to take the bones, I'm going to stop the fire, take the bones, putting into these glass bottles, and we're going to keep it like this because we're going to eat it quite fast, so I don't have really to storage. The way to storage this, there's two ways. You can can it, you lose a lot of nutrients, that's not what we want. Or you can put it in vacuum bags and vacuum it and freeze it. This is the way that you can store it for longer. So we're not gonna need to store it because we're gonna eat this in the next week. So we're just gonna put it in glass jars. Let's do it. Ooh, Very tender, of course, 24 hours. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna close the lid very nice and tight, and because the liquid is very hot, the only thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it upside down, and this is gonna create a vacuum. This doesn't mean that it's stable to put on a shelf. It just means it's gonna, when it's cooled down, it's gonna create a little vacuum, and it's completely closed, hermetically closed. The dog is gonna love this part. Okay guys, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed to see how to make a really nice beef broth. If you have any questions, just drop them below. We will answer them for you. And see you next time. Farming Chefs, peace out.